So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's playground session. I'm sorry that we had some inconvenient arrangements, so we couldn't start that earlier. But today we have a quizzer, and he's going to give us thoughts, new updates, and latest changes with GameChanger.finance, which I remember it was one of the OG gap on Cardano. I mean, it started as a wallet, but it went much beyond that. So I'm eager to hear the new stuff about Game Changer, also about M2 Tech and Dandelion. So without further ado, I'm going to give the mic to Quasar. Quasar,
Thank you.
please. Yeah.
Thank you. Live and welcome from sunny Colorado. Gimbalabs is joining you today from the Voltaire Playground. We were all flown there in a private jet, courtesy of Game Changer Wallet. With Game Changer, you can create NFT passes, plane tickets to get onto a plane, start a plane, still a plane, land a plane, and bring it all home. How was that?
Great.
Are we live? Testing 1 2 1 2. We are.
Yeah.
I know. I just wanted to say something funny here.
By the way, do you have the permission to share? Just checking with you, Quasar. If you want to share something, by the way.
I do not. The host has disabled that for the guest of honor. I think. Do I need to send you money? I'll send you some ADA if you'd like to do that.
So I'm going to. Yep. I think you are good to go to sharing. Would you check it, please?
Most definitely. Yes, I can share.
Great.
And just bear with me a moment. I'm looking to see what I am wanting to share. And I've got a little audio thing to work out on my side, so. Okay, perfect. Am I still here in the meeting? Yes. Forgive me, I've lost myself in my screens here. We are recording. I am sharing. You all can see this screen here, correct? Okay. Do I have my camera on? Like, you all forgive me. Like, I can't see anything. I don't know where.
Yes.
Okay, great.
We see two windows on your computer.
All right,
Game Changer window and the Miro window.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I am a little embarrassed and ashamed to say that I did not have enough time to plan things that I wanted to for this session. What we would like to do with this is look at all of the updates that has come with Game Changer, take a look at this PayPad, and really open it up for ideas. Adriano, man, welcome back to Gimbalabs Playground. Martin, welcome back to Gimbalabs Playground. It's a very important day. It's the last day of February, the 28th, and there's a huge event going on in Colorado, a Voltaire workshop. Cardano's grown up a bit since you guys were first here. So I want to make it open, free, and let some ideas flow. I've got a ton of questions for you, but I think a lot of other people do. So where should we start?
Q, it's all yours, man. You have planned this, so let's let's start with whatever you have planned, and maybe then we can at the end we can chat a bit about what's coming. Please, let's talk about the paper. Let's see it. Let's watch it. um, um, questions, whatever. Let's go.
Okay, so are you and I the only two people that have our cameras on?
Maybe.
Yes, I think was
Okay, okay.
from what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We actually switched names. I'm Quasar. I'm at the top. I'm Adriano the human. Adriano is Quasar the machine. And I'm very serious when I say this. I do not have a whole lot planned. I can pull up the PayPad and we can go over it. But one of the big things that we're looking to do is find some real use cases for the PayPad. I need a minute before that's ready. So while I get that prepared, I'd love for Adriano to kind of show us around Game Changer, some of the updates, what we're looking at with V2, talk about a potential Game Changer PBL, even a M2 PayPad, PBL. How do you go and get onboard businesses to transact with this PayPad? And I'm going to leave it right there for now because I need to hydrate and then I'll get the PayPad ready. Adriana, please take it away and tell us as much as possible. And if you can, go ahead and send us a version 2 Game Changer on pre-prod so we can start playing with it.
You guys want that? Since I did. Okay. Well, I cannot share my screen. There is a way I can do it, so maybe I can share some stuff.
You can share, but I think Quasar needs to stop. But I can.
Yeah, I'll stop in 1 minute. One of the things that I've been playing around with Game Changer, which I'd like for us to try towards the end of this space, is jumping on the test net, creating some of these QR codes and seeing if we can do some actual live onboarding with the camera, with your phone on the camera and or multiple browsers. There's some really cool things that make this playground more interactive, more tools, more things. And with that, I am going to stop sharing and turn it over. Or it looks like I already stopped sharing. No, I didn't. Here we go. James, we miss you. All right. Are we good now?
Guys, a second, please. Okay. Can you see the? Are you watching?
Yep.
The wallet?
Yep.
Okay. Well, today, well, it has been a bit messy planning this. I just arrived from vacations. I could not check the state, of the wallet to prepare something for today. I believe we have some issues with the backend today, but we can still show some new stuff that was released some months ago that we have not presented here on Playground, and of course talk about what's coming, because we are about to release a beta version of a big release, a big new release of the wallet that changes everything. So, okay, we are going to make a quick review of what what has been new this last month. One of the most important things is this is that we support new types of wallets. Of course, we have the mnemonic wallet, the typical, the common way we use we import the private keys of our wallets. But then we have something new called Express Wallet that we can say it's like in a place between the mnemonic wallet, the typical mnemonic wallet, and a hardware wallet. Is like in the middle solution regarding security and other features, and is a very interesting feature because it allows a lot of new use cases, like something called gift wallet. I will show this in a second. I just want to pass through all these options first. Then we have our legacy read-only wallet, but now it's like more easy to use, and it's more exposed to the user. It's just loading an address, actually using the wallet as almost a block explorer without any access to private keys. And then there is a new type of wallet that you can access when you create wallets. That is the burner wallet. That is based on a well-known project that exists on XDAI blockchain. That is these are wallets that are meant for onboarding. It's like for a low risk usage to load it with just the funds you are going to use, for example, for an event, for a payment online, for something very specific. Maybe if you are, for example, developing on Cardano, this is maybe the most useful wallet there, because the main feature of this wallet is that we don't this is not a custodial wallet in any case, in any type of wallet, but in this case the keys are on your device, but also the password for decrypting those encrypted keys are on the device, on your device, on the user's device, meaning that it's not very secure. It's not like if you are using a mnemonic or an Express or even a hardware wallet. Of course, it's not that secure, but it helps users because you don't have to input any password to use it. The password is within your device, let's say. So this is a very interesting new type of wallet, and well, those are all the wallets we can create. I'm going. The mnemonic is it's not very interesting. We all know that, but let's go through the creation of an Express wallet. Okay. I'm not going to read this, but of course, please always read. The important thing here is it's best. Um, the idea of this wallet that I have not explained is that actually is an encrypted private key of a wallet, but embedded on a QR code, encoded, sorry, on a QR code. So you need a password to decrypt it, and you can use your pre-existing or known mnemonics. So you can like re-encode or encrypt your actual mnemonics, for example, on an scannable QR code with a password to stop using your mnemonics directly, but instead using a password. And having your the importing of your wallet being more easy for the users. Sorry for my vocabulary. You know, I'm not a native speaker. Okay, we don't have one.
And actually, Adriana, if you want to do this, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a new wallet just for today, a Gimbalabs gift wallet. Take the mnemonics, take the password, do the hint, and then share it. I also put a link into a referral address. You know, the idea. I'd love for you guys, if you don't have Game Changer, haven't used it, click on that referral link. You have a wallet there. It's a burner wallet. It's not for, you know, for all of your crypto. It's only for your really, really bad NFTs. If you want to burn your NFTs, send them to a burner wallet and then erase your browser history, and there you go. But yeah, that's where
okay,
I'm going.
Okay, so I will avoid this.
Well, actually, don't avoid it. Go through it real quick, because there's the one part there that's important. So while I'm doing it, we can talk about it. So once you hit the advanced part, this idea of a gift wallet, this is something that you're going to give to your mom, your dad, your sister, your neighbor, to one of you. He's going to copy the seed phrases there, put them somewhere. You can see it. This is testnet, everybody. So nobody's going to get rich. We're not getting hacked. Don't be scared. Password, it can be whatever it needs to be. This is where I struggle. Really, really, really bad. I would call it Game Changer. Blame Steve. You know, but ultimately, here's the password. What you're going to see next is a hint and a question. So here's the hint and the description. So this is where I'm really bad at this. What's the password to the hint? You know, I'm going to say, you know, number 42. And you're going to say, oh, the answer to life, but that's not really the password. Adriano has the password. He can share it with someone.
Okay, so that's very good to explain this. When you create this QR code encrypted wallet, you can mark it as a gift wallet. I'm going to explain this as an ethical feature of the wallet, because it's not very technical. It's more an ethical thing to do. When you create a wallet to someone else, for someone else, it can be very, very, you know, it can derive in a lot of very nasty situations. So
it's taboo, very frowned upon.
Yes, yes. So because remember, not your keys, not your crypto, your keys, your crypto. So if you have created a wallet and you plan to share it to someone else, the idea is, in this case, that you mark it as a gift wallet. If this wallet is for you, you are going to be using this QR code encrypted encoded wallet. It's okay. Don't mark it as a gift. And of course, you have this. You have this input here, where you can put a hint to remember a bit what was about, what was the password about. The idea is not to include the password itself here or put something very explicit, very easily to you know to protect better your wallet. And the same with description, you can put whatever you want, whatever you need, but of course be careful. In the case of a gift wallet, when you are going to be sharing this on an event or to someone like a friend, a family member, you could put the wallet, I mean the password of the wallet here in plain text. It's, I mean, it's not going to be encrypted at all, so be careful. Whomever is going to possess this file, this QR code, the picture, the printed picture, the file, is going to be able to read the password in this case. So be careful that if it is a gift wallet meant for someone and you explain how it works, it could be okay to put the password here. Remember, do not store your life savings here. This is not, if it is a gift wallet, okay? Don't do that. Okay, Q, shall I continue or can I,
Oh,
I leave
absolutely.
you here to you?
No, actually, go ahead. The main thing is, everybody, this is testnet. This is a gift wallet. Think of it as something that you'd onboard your parents with or someone, but it's testnet. This is safe. We're very aware of not your keys, not your crypto. But we want to onboard people at some point. And from here, he can set the hint, the password. It needs to be a hint that you're going to remember and a description. So I'm going to create one now. The wallet's going to be called, playground game changer gift, something easy. And the hint will be today's date. But yeah, keep going, Adriano.
Okay. So, well, here we have the encrypted wallet. If you click here on the picture or here, you can switch to a black and white version. So it's not that fancy, but it's more functional. And actually, for example, this, all these features are thought and being used actually by some very cool products that Martin here has been developing. The idea is not only to help web users of the wallet, but also, for example, how can I say this? Like physical terminal users. I mean, Martin has developed something called the Cardano totem. That is like an ATM that has embedded game changer wallet. So it's very useful. All these QR codes, this the ability of the wallet to print even on thermal printer these wallets, and then the ability of, for example, the totem to scan it. Okay, you can download a file here, you can print it. Even you can print the receiving address right from here. And okay, we are going to notice. Okay. After creating your wallet, you can import it here. I'm going to use the file option. I'm going to import the file. And as you can see, we have the hint here. Actually, if you want to steal testnet funds from this wallet, the password is Quasar 1234 and exclamation mark. And that's it. We can now load the wallet, and it's the same kind of private keys that you, or the even the same user experience that you already have with the mnemonic wallet. Just to show you, when you load the wallet for the first time on your device, there is an automatic wallet being created. That is a burner wallet, as I explained to you before. That is called default. Is this one? We can switch wallets from this view. Okay, we have here the test wallet, the one we created now. I have another one here, another QR code encrypted wallet or express wallet, and I have this burner wallet here. I am sorry that we are having some issues with the backend today, but I could try. It's not going to work to create a transaction now because we don't have access to the blockchain information. That's okay. I can do something to show you how this user experience later, but for now, the important thing is for you to know is that when you're going to be using the wallet, for example, in the burner wallet, you are not going to need to import to input any password. And when you are on a test net, and I'm sorry, on the express wallet or a gift wallet, yes, you're going to use the password every time you need to use your funds. I'm reading your questions. Nice. Hey, you have asked something interesting. I have some plans. I have to check the security of this, but the idea was to expose the creation of gift wallets at scale on the new API on the wallet of the wallet. So, for example, this thing that you were suggesting, it could be done as a VApp, actually. Of course, we have to check some security implications because, as I said, to create a gift wallet is an ethical, not a technical decision. So if it gets complicated somehow there with the security, maybe it's not going to be a thing, but it could work. They asked if we somehow could display on an event, for example, gift wallets, and every time someone scan a wallet and import it and use it, another one is created. So and the next person can scan it and grab a new gift wallet. One use case of this gift wallets, of course, is on events. You can preload these wallets with funds, and you can share these wallets to people there on the event, and they can just import the wallet with a password that is going to be there. You don't even have to maybe write a password or pass the password somehow to them. And you can onboard people very fast on Cardano with this feature. And you can even I don't know, delegate the stake of a gift wallet prior to share it. There are a lot of stuff that can There is a lot of features that we have here that depend on creating transactions. I cannot show them right now, but some of those has to do with the ability of Game Changer to import transactions, to export transactions, to work with the same format that Cardano CLI has on transactions. When you create, for example, a transaction to get it signed later on a later step, meaning that you can do some creative stuff. Also, you can develop better with this wallet in this regard because it's very handy to work with. I mean, to decouple, to isolate the stages of building a transaction, signing the transaction, submitting it. You can start working there with this stuff separately. You can go here and you can import some transactions. For example, I have just imported one. I want to say business. I'm going to go to all. And here we have the transaction that we have just imported. And well, we don't have access to the blockchain information right now, but yeah, you could, for example, try to submit this transaction. And on the new version of the wallet, you are going to be able to do some new stuff, like, for example, signing the transaction or partially signing the transaction. You, as I said, we are going through a process on the development of the wallet that we are stop taking for granted a lot of processes, and we're starting separating stages and steps. For example, building, signing, and submitting transactions, and this allows users, the apps, developers, a whole new world of use cases. And today I'm going to announce something that I was not planning to announce, but okay, because we don't have anything planned.
I say yes.
Yes, okay, I'm going to say it. All these things that I'm mentioning, like separating stages, allows us to have a fully multi-sig wallet once the new release is going to be available. So you are going to be able to wrap a transaction that is partially signed, attach your signatures, share this transaction through different channels to other people to collect the missing, for example, signatures. And then once you have everything you need, you can finally submit the transaction.
But Adrian, can we import other wallet transaction as well, like Eternal, or no? It has to be manufactured by Game Changer only.
No, you can, if the other wallets expose or the apps expose the unsigned or partially signed CBOR hexadecimal information of the transaction, you are able to import it here on Game Changer and work it. I don't know, do whatever you need. The apps can share that information. Other wallets could. It's not a format unique for our wallet, it's Cardano, the protocol.
It's a
format.
protocol standard. So if it was crafted by Cbor, any Cbor or any wallet, it can come and import and sign it and send it to someone else, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Maybe we can start talking about the, the, the packing of this information. For example, Cardano CLI does it inside of a JSON format.
What's going on? ¿Qué pasa? I don't know. Pensé que no iban a venir.
Juan, I think.
Más. Y el mío. Ya anda el mío.
Sorry, I'm
Buenas,
going
¿cómo
to
estamos?
mute him. But sorry. By the way, Adriano, whenever you are ready, A's hands is up, so he has a question. So whenever you are ready, and also Quasar, he has.
Guys, I'm a mess. I'm on the mobile, so yes, just throw your questions. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Go
Really.
ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so just a quick one. The QR code that that Q shared, I think it would be really cool if, given that Game Change is predominantly on the browser, if it could basically take or start from like a URL perspective, right? And then, maybe further down the line, it could then, break down to a specific function within the wallet and maybe also carry, other more sort of specific information. I know that would probably limit the amount of, you've got a set amount of characters that you can have within the URL. But I think it'd be cool because right now, I just sort of took my phone and, pointed to the camera, the QR, and yeah, it wasn't formatted in a way that would have taken me to Game Changer Finance, and then within, to then be able to like do other stuff. So just a tiny tweak that I think would be kind of cool if, and I think that will work a lot. Will work quite well in the context of onboarding folks.
Hey, it's a nice idea. So, for those who don't know, we are about to release the new version of the wallet that has a game-changing API in comparison to the version 1, the current API of the wallet. And hey, I believe that what you're saying is cool. I mean, we have to check, the security implications of this, but it could be nice to add some functions to the API to import, wallets, and maybe we can start talking about the apps that can, start using this wallet importing features to onboard people. To there is something very important on this new version of the wallet, that is the ability of the wallet to handle multiple child wallets. For those who don't know, I don't want to talk about specific standards, but when you, for example, use your mnemonics to import the wallet, you are actually importing something called a master private key. It's a private key that has the ability to spawn to create child private keys. I mean, pairs, of course, of private keys and public keys. More easily explained, you can, from your mnemonics, you can create child wallets, other wallets. If you use Joy, Daedalus, or another, for example, a lot of Bitcoin wallets, you're going to experience that you have more than one wallet address. So yes, child. I don't know the amount exactly, but yes, there are a lot, like a huge amount of possibilities. Um, and it depends on how you divide. There are mainly two indexes, we can say, index numbers that you can combine to create a lot of possibilities. And there are some other stuff that you could use depending on the case, but it changes the security of the derivation. So, but going back to to this idea. So these wallets like Doroi, Daedalus, those use your master private key to create child wallets, child addresses, um, or child receiving addresses, as you somehow you can read sometimes on the UIs of the wallets. The idea is that those are consecutive childs derived or created from your master private key. There is like a pattern that you can follow to create one child after another, after another, after another. What Game Changer, new version of Game Changer does is to not assume everything, I mean, anything regarding how a user or the app or anyone wants to handle a wallet. So there is an open possibility, an endless possibility to derive child wallets on the new version and to handle them as single address wallets, or not as the same user experience as Joy or Daedalus, but very similar, where you have a group of child addresses or wallets to use.
But
so, well,
Adriano, how many child addresses or wallets or account can support Game Changer right now? For example, Eternal cannot support more than 60. So if you send a UTXO to your 61 wallet or address, like or 100, it cannot show you at all. So is this the same issue with Game Changer as well? Actually, that has some usage, you know. Well, me and James were thinking, what if we can use the 1 millionth of address as a placeholder for the OAuth NFT? So that NFT or that UTXO is inside the people's or the person's wallet, but he cannot use it because no wallet can access to that UTXO. He can't get it from Cardano CLI, but if he knows to what exactly that address or it is, you know. But I wonder about the Game Changer, these childs and address. What are the current limitations?
okay,
Yeah, I would even argue that there's a big argument there because even Daedalus itself, I believe, has a limitation. I forget how much it was.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you've got NAMI, which only restricts you to, I believe, one, right? So yeah, it's quite a whole conversation there. But yeah, go ahead, Adriana.
And real quick on the QR codes and stuff, what I'd really love to do, maybe not during this session, but start trying to test different cameras and things and see who can actually format and take this picture. So following up here, I'll be offering some bounties for people to do this and get it going. Go ahead. Hey.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm just going to make the deep link thing, because I think deep links, ever since they've existed, they've really not been used in an awesome way. I think there's a real opportunity to actually be able to use them, and rightfully, as Adriano said, to really think about security, across different domains, but also within a specific domain across sort of different subdomains or different directories and different functions, and how that then relates to other things like local storage and whatnot. So, but yeah, deep linking, I think I'm bullish on that.
Okay, guys. You know what? Let's do something. I'm going to make an early showcase of the new version at the end of this session. So stay here, and I'm going to show you for real, graphically on the on what's coming on the wallet, how this child wallet experience is actually developed for the new version, and I'm going to show you some possible use cases and stuff. But what that thing that you were thinking with James, it's amazing. It's great, and it was the kind of usage that make me go through this path with the wallet to stop. I mean, we have very maybe solid or known standards for example for deriving in this case this child wallets, but it's not enough. There is an entire world we could be using, we could be doing, and we are limiting ourselves because as I think of it, because some standards that are not even for Cardano. We took those standards from other blockchains, and maybe it's time to rethink how stuff can be done here on Cardano. This blockchain is amazing. We have a lot of possibilities, and I mean, and this idea, it's not just for Cardano. There are a lot of other blockchains that use similar deriving cryptography for keys, and can use some similar approach. So, but yes, the idea to let the user or the DApp to handle the wallet child key or address derivation is very powerful, and it's at the same time it's very dangerous. There are some things to take care, but actually, when you are sending your funds to any smart contract on Cardano, for example, nowadays, you're taking for granted that that address that has been generated is going to be there forever. That you're going to be able to unlock those funds forever. So this is the key issue regarding security here. You can write whatever you want. You can, every address, child wallet, you can write. It's like on a chessboard, like a checkerboard. It's almost infinite. It's not infinite. It's huge. There are a lot of cells. Every cell is like a wallet that you can use. The question is, are you going to remember what child are you using, or are you sending funds to? Okay, with, for example, smart contracts, that is actually happening. Nobody cares about, okay, I'm sending these funds to this smart contract address, and who knows what's going to happen with that address in the future. I use Ethereum since ages, and I know for firsthand how the apps disappear or change from one version to another, and believe me, the apps die. And smart contracts or any locking wallet has that danger. You maybe can lose your funds because you don't have the ability to recreate, to re-access that that space. We on Game Changer have developed some features, some protocols also to handle these situations, to break the hierarchical deterministic standard that Leroy or Daedalus is using, and to free users and the apps to use any kind of derivation. and well, I'm going to show you this at the end. I don't know if this explains your questions or if there are new ones on the chat. Yes.
Yeah, first, Jonathan Hans raised a long time ago. So please, Jonathan, go ahead and ask your question. And of course, we have several questions on chat. And I personally have several questions because this thing is really interesting. And I'm sorry that we are not seeing too much, you know. You see, Adrian, you have a lot of information that we need that. And I really think that this information are lacking in the Cardano environment. It's there, but it's not visible or somewhere. Like if you guys could at least create a page in the wallet that explain this stuff. What is the child wallet? What is address? What are the possibilities? Just a page that people can learn stuff inside the Game Changer wallet. That would be terrific. But besides that, please, Jonathan, go and ask your question, and then we'll go to chat and see that Juan and A. So go ahead. Jonathan.
Hey, Adriano, good to see you.
Hey, Jonathan.
Superb work as ever. I'm fine, thank you. Not too bad. Superb work as ever. I'm very excited by these latest features and the bits, the hints that you're dropping. It's a massive potential in there. So my thoughts instantly around because you've got this burner wallet ability, and potentially you've got this multi-sig coming as well. And you've got the QR codes that, like Abe was saying, could be an actual hyperlink, then that's a really good set of ingredients for creating, and you've called them gift wallets already, but gifts. So you could send out, or you could, like a treasure hunt almost, you could have a QR code hidden somewhere in the physical world that if people find, they can go and access that wallet. You could stick 100,000 ADA in it, and they could send a transaction. And alert you to the fact that they've created that transaction, and then you can go and multi-sign it if you want. Now, in a real world scenario, I could see that happening for onboarding people. SBOs would find it very useful, because you imagine doing a presentation, talking about your pool for the first time, and then it's like, you go have this QR code, follow it through. You'll find a wallet that's already been delegated. It's got 100 ADA in. Whoever gets there first can have the 100 ADA and transfer it to their own wallet. That sort of scenario. It's very, very attractive. I like that a lot. What I also think, I'm just coming with wants and desires now. I'm not actually coming with questions. What I'd really like to see is a simpler UI for the wallet, and have like 2 modes for it. So you can have the Pro, which has got all this awesome stuff in it, like the playground and the cart and everything, and then have like a simple, just someone arriving the QR code. They've got a gift wallet. It interprets the gift wallet address and presents them with a really simplified UI that's just for hand-holding people on chain. I think that would be brilliant. That would be really cool. But yeah, love it.
Thanks a lot. And yes, that's every single person I know on Cardano has said that.
Right.
So, you're right. We have to create a simpler mode for users, and like a pro mode. Please bear with me. I will do it. We will do it. Eventually, it's more of a superficial change, likely, but it takes some time. So yes, that's something that it's going to happen. I cannot promise that it's going to happen on the new version right now, but soon, because everyone wants it. I remember Juan here saying that like 8 years ago. I guess Q has said that before. Everyone has said that. Yes, I don't forget or what you guys suggest to me. It's just a matter of time and priorities, and of course all this stuff that of the new version of the wallet. It has been so much time consuming. I've spent all these months people thought I was like disappeared, but I was working a lot with my team, and there is a lot to to show you and to offer you all to use and to build on Cardano and to unleash a lot of new possibilities. I was thinking that maybe some stuff that you, Jonathan and A, has been talking and suggesting right now, these usages about wallet derivation and stuff. Maybe you can actually do it with a new version right now without need to change anything. The new version has something called, and once again, this is an ethical distinction. It's not a technical one. It has something that I've called volatile keys and volatile addresses. Whenever you are, for example, right now locking funds on a DEX, a swap, for example, or you're sending funds to, I don't know, a shared treasury address or wallet. I bet nowadays we are all using volatile style addresses. I call volatile keys or addresses for these derivations or address constructs when the user has no way to reconstruct, and it depends on a third party. This is terrible regarding security, and it's happening on any DApp around. I bet. It's okay. A lot of people is open sourcing code. It's okay. It's perfect. But the question is going to be a DApp online 3 months from now, where I can access the same smart contract and where I can unlock whatever I locked there. Okay, 6 months, a year, 5 years. So we have to start making ourselves this kind of questions, and Game Changer we did months ago, and we have a version of the wallet that has at least the first options to solve all this stuff. So, well, I'm going to show you guys at the end.
Yeah.
Is any other question, or I really want Martin to show or Q to show the PayPad and all the craziness around that nice hardware prior me to show anything else. Anything new, I mean.
I'd love to see Martin's stuff as well. That sounds great. But yeah, I'm very, very curious to know what your solutions to volatile addresses are. I'm staying around.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And while Martin's getting things ready, is the normal PBL class happening at 2:30 after this, or is there anything different happening since the boss is out of town? Like, Max, and I think Steve had to leave.
It's okay, you know, as you say, boss is not here. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, when the cats of mice will play the same. Yeah, with respect to questions, Adriano, whilst Martin's getting ready, yeah, you probably already see. Yeah, you've added a reaction to the question. Yeah, I think it's just one's question and then my question there. I think if you could speak to those, and then the others are just kind of talking about the need to have some educational material stuff, basically in general, and then the simplified wallet experience.
Okay. So one asked, how many wallets? I'm going to answer for the new version of the wallet, the one that is not already published, but you are going to see today. um, I would say as much as the browser can handle, and because Game Changer wallet uses the browser storage for its data. So you have for from one part you have the amount of data you can store, and you can read with a nice performance on your device, inside your browser. And yeah, the other thing is the performance. You can have like trillions of addresses generated, but if your device, your browser is not going to handle them well, and maybe Game Changer is not super optimized to handle trillions of those, of course it's not going to work. At the same time, you have to think about the backend, Dandelion, Dandelion servers. It's going to be hard for the backend. So we have to like start thinking about all those things, but you can have, I don't know, I would say a freely infinite almost amount of wallets you can handle or create. There is no hard-coded limit. Okay, there's not a limit by software of any kind. I should add a limit maybe just because of performance, because someone is going to try and is going to complain that it's slow, but there is no limit right now. Regarding child addresses, wallets, or even imported wallets, you can have at the same time several imported wallets with different mnemonics, let's say, and each of those can have, I don't know, hundreds of child addresses. And I would add groups of child addresses. This is an important concept. Groups, the idea to allow the apps for users to group derivations, key address or wallet derivations, categorized on groups. This is very powerful, I believe, for builders and very useful. And this is what's coming. And you said maybe something like the datum could be used to store the state of the index or coordinate. Okay. Hey, let's wait at the end of the session, and I'm going to show your idea working.
Okay, awesome, cool. I had no idea. Okay, cool. So I did not mean to spoil the surprise. All right, cool.
Okay, you did. Thank you. You always spoil surprises. No, it's a joke. It was a nice idea. And one here. What was ghost mode? Okay, cool question. I always forgot to speak about that. I'm still sharing. Yes.
Yes, you are.
You are. And I hate to interrupt. Did we set a time for Martin to do a demo or show some of his stuff? I know we'll want to get to everything. But
We don't have a timer, and since we started late, I think we can continue. Normally, this session is 1 hour 30 minutes, and we are past 1 hour 11 minutes. So we have around 19 minutes something, so we can go on. But we can continue. So because I don't think we will have a project-based learning session, a team meeting after this session, because there wasn't no announcement or something, and James is, of course, the boss is out of town. So we have the luxury of that extra time as well. But if you guys want to stay and let's say no recording, it's fine. Just tell me and I will stop recording. So like, for example, we will go through the good stuff, or the juiciest stuff, and then I will stop recording and we have the time to just hanging around and regular stuff. I would love to break Game Changer because, I did break the Eternal. I found its loophole that I can use an address that it cannot use. So I'm going to use this address as a JWT NFT for the dApp that we are working. So I wonder what can I do with this Game Changer.
I want to see a duel. I want to see the two of you take Game Changer at each other and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're both brilliant when it comes to this stuff. So if possible, we could do this, and for the PBL type stuff, we could look at Martin's and maybe talk about what a PBL would be like through Game Changer or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That
So
was
go ahead, Adriano,
my plan
and
all
Martin.
along. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. I just want to, Adrian, please go ahead. And Martin, whenever you are ready, please, you can continue. I mean, you can continue the session with sharing and so on.
I'm
Let's see
ready.
that's how we can. Okay, great. So, Adriano, if you are going to continue, please continue. Otherwise, let's go for Martin. And of course, those questions, you can skip it and we can talk about later, but I think people want to know about the ghost mode because that would be interesting,
Okay,
So
I'm going to do it super quick. Ghost mode. What is ghost mode? Our private keys on all these wallets are on our device. Those are encrypted on our device via, encrypted with our password, whatever. But it's on the browser most of the time. What happens if we are, security paranoid? We have an issue. We feel we are not alone on our browser, that we are sleeping with the enemy inside our browser. So there is an ejection of the private keys that is possible on Game Changer. I'm going to show you right now. You can go here, okay? You can check that we have the green indicator here. And if you read this hint, it says normal mode, encrypted private keys persisted on browser storage. If I eject the private keys that are, of course, encrypted on the browser, but just in cases, that's it. We have removed the private keys from our device. And the wallet now acts as a read-only wallet. It's like a reference to a wallet which you don't have your private keys loaded, so you cannot do anything with your funds, with your keys cryptographically. You cannot do anything with your private keys because they're simply not there. You don't have to trust me as a developer, trust the security of your device. You just eject your private keys and it's just another security option of the wallet. Then you can re-import the wallet. You can go here and it's going to allow you to scan. I'm a security paranoid, but I have a paper here. You can scan here the for example, this Express wallet again, or any other type of importing, and you can have your private keys loaded once again back on your browser. That's it. that's the ghost mode.
Just
that's
a quick question.
really great.
When it exports it, is that in plain text or is that somehow like what format does it eject it in? I'm assuming it's like a TXT file or something.
you are right. Maybe eject was not the best
Oh.
word to use. It's
Just like a
wipe.
disable.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
it's like wiping your. I mean, at least deleting the data from your browser local storage and RAM, because well, it's more to explain, but almost I mean also from RAM. That's it.
Cool.
That's
Yes, like
really great. That's really great. Because in other wallets, at least in my experience, we have to remove the wallet in order to just really like be secure. But if we remove it, we don't have we cannot see it anymore. Okay, of course there is Cardano scan or other means to just find your wallet and check it on blockchain, but you have to go with each and individual addresses, which is, you know, it's cumbersome, it's bothersome. So I think this is really game changing, you know. Great.
well, imagine you can combine this with um, several child addresses. So yes, you could have this this block explorer experience with game change.
Exactly.
Yes. And thanks to Dandelion, you know, Dandelion servers, it's of course it's an effort from our developer side, but all the data that is being served is from Dandelion. So a shout out to that.
Yeah. Shout out to Roberto and James.
Yes.
Well, so I think Martin is going to start, right?
Yes.
So
Go
great.
ahead, Martin.
Yeah. If you want to share your screen, please, Adriano, stop your screen, and don't worry, we will bring you back on. So we have a lot of questions, but yeah, go ahead, Martin.
Okay.
Okay, sharing. You can see my screen now?
Yes, big and clear.
Yes, yes, Martin.
Have you all seen the demo video of the game of the PayPad?
Yep. Well, at least I have. It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
So
but
for those of you who haven't, yeah.
I can
we
show
watch
it if it's necessary, but otherwise maybe
Yeah,
waste
go
time.
ahead.
Yeah,
No,
let's
go
watch
ahead.
it. I think
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I saw the link you posted, but you know, I was in this meeting and posting. So
Yeah, this is my sister's hairdresser shop,
Cool.
and it's quick how the process goes. Creates QR code.
So, the terminal, is that connected to the PC via USB? Is that how the browser is then talking to it, or Bluetooth? Like how? Yeah, could you speak
It
to that
is
a little bit?
on the Wi-Fi,
Okay.
so it you can connect to it via the local area network.
Okay.
It's a Raspberry Pi, so it's just like any other PC connected to your local area network. So you
Cool.
can communicate it with it via the usually the the local area network provides DNS servers as well.
that was
Awesome.
great. So
You've
it
seen
was
that?
like a pay, like ATM, like Bitcoin Pay, Ergo Pay, or something like that.
Yeah. So
Great.
Game Changer has these QR codes, and you can use it for that. So yeah, I thought it was cool to integrate it into a payment system because I'm a hardware engineer and I was doing stuff in that field. So that's what I like to do. It's on the PayPad, it's running 2 programs, which I'm going to start now. So you have one program, which is the interface on the PayPad, which you see here. And the other one is like a web service And this is what you get. This is what you get as available on the local area network. So this is what you open in your browser. And here you can enter a value. Like I want to, I just went to the hairdresser and I had my hair done and I want to pay 11 ADA for it. And then you send, and this changes the display. So it sends like a JSON transaction to this application. And this receives this JSON. So this web browser is like a demonstration interface. So if you have an ERP system, you don't need to use this per se, but because this is just something you can use without doing your integration into your payment system. So usually you have your normal PC. So this is like a reference implementation also for integration. So it's very simple. You just send this JSON to the correct address on the device and the port. And yeah, it generates all the game changer stuff for you. So, and I can show you how this works in Game Changer as well. So it generates this payment link. And it's like everybody can do this. If I unencrypt it, it's not secret, it's just a compression, basically. So this is the transaction. And yeah, what I do is basically prepare this so it has a payment number and some yeah, identifying metadata. And this is a transaction itself as handled by Game Changer. So this is what happens if you scan the QR code. Game Changer unencodes it like this and then executes. You can then choose to execute it. So in Game Changer, basically you do preview of this and then you can do the transaction for real. So you have this interface and it has a light dark mode now.
Hey.
That's really great.
Which I like. And here you can do also your configuration. So you can say, I want to do testnet, mainnet. You enter here your addresses as you are the vendor. You have to here provide the address where you're going to receive your amount of ADA. And here you can also set your default tokens. And if you want a dot or a comma separation of your values, so that's what it does now. You can save this configuration and that gets uploaded to the device as well. Yeah, so this is the new edition where you can say, oh, I want to pay in JED, for example, to validate. So it says here, JED, you pay in dollars, and this creates. Oh, didn't want to do that, but that also works, by the way.
So you have is proxies in there? You have proxies. I saw that. So can we pay with proxies?
Yeah, because the only thing it does, which I can show you here, is which makes it very easy, thanks to Game Changer, to do this stuff. Did I do this wrong? Decompress. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Here you can see the policy ID is of JED, and this is what is stored in the configuration. So Only thing I have to do is change the policy ID, and Game Changer will do the rest.
A quick
Oh my god.
question
God.
slash suggestion.
Yeah,
I think going back to the local area network implementation or sort of that particular implementation, I think it would be cool instead of even having like the comma distinction for the language thing, if you tapped into the local systems settings, right, to be able to understand, you know, whether the person has set dark mode or light mode, right, to just be able to tap into that, but also localization. At least on Mac, like you're able to take a lot in terms of, say, what language they have, what date type they have, right? Because someone could have Arabic, but then have like, you know, has set their date types, you know, to like Western date types, or, you know, like all sorts of different stuff. So yeah, I think that would be like a cool, neat little addition, which could help enormously, like add a whole bunch of different functionality there.
But
Yeah,
Martin, a very quick question for clarification. This process is happening inside that Arduino, that small computer that you showed, that pose, or no? This must happen inside somewhere else, or inside the mobile or Game Changer. This process of creation of this transaction.
no, it's happening all inside the Raspberry Pi in the
That Raspberry Pi.
in the
Great.
PayPad. Yeah, it's
So a quick
quite,
one here in terms of.
Yeah, I just
go
wanted
ahead.
to add. Sorry, I just wanted to add that yes, I mean the generation of this script is what Martin is saying. Actually, remember the actual building and signing of the transaction is on Game Chain. But this is the nice thing, and I always try to explain this so we can understand the difference between how this wallet works versus, I mean, the other wallets of the ecosystem, is that you generate a script, a pattern of how you want the transaction to be. And that's what Martin is doing. It's a great idea to generate these patterns, these transactions from the hardware, or the software. I mean, depending on how you're doing it, but finally creating the actual transaction in the wallet. Just that.
You know,
Sorry,
one of the use case actually I can think of, maybe I will hit you guys, but I hope it's sooner, but definitely I will talk to you guys about that. We are working on the payment system for sub-Saharan African countries. One of the things that we were worried that people doesn't know about what's crypto, how to sign, what's so on. But this idea that this application of this creation of JSON and M2 tech, that we can create this transaction with the appropriate datums and all the things necessary to send to the smart contract, and then just it would generate a QR code, and the person with its wallet inside the mobile phone just scan it and sign it. That would be really, even for us, that I think would be really great, and really we will implement it. And definitely this is the one that actually we were looking for. And we thought that maybe we have to implement something on our backend, like we will contact with Dandelion somehow in our backend, and that transaction or that scanning will be sent to our backend, and in backend we will do the rest or something. But now this can make it really actual decentralized and with very, very light as well. So really, thank you. Great. That's great.
Yeah, one quick thing I was gonna chime in here is I was interested to learn whether you can be able to like itemize stuff, right? So from the merchant's perspective, because usually a POS has, you know, like a bunch of different items. You can tap on a banana and enter the amount, and tap on an avocado or not, or different hairstyles, right? Images of hairstyles. So I'm assuming that would basically just be sent over to to where the base before the base 64 compression happens, which so yeah, I'm just curious about itemization. And then the other half of this question is, from a security standpoint, I think it would be interesting or helpful to have an identifier of the merchant, so that when the payment is presented on the phone, for the person paying, the customer, to be able to have some faith in that the output address is just one, and it's to it's to that merchant, right? So creating maybe a particular relationship or way that a particular address, there's a whole bunch of like privacy preserving stuff here, because then if you just have one particular address for the merchant, then that then creates a whole bunch. But then you might want to have a way to generate new addresses, but then they're all but then you can from a public...
it is possible. For example, in that app I'm working, I've added an admin also. So there will be a multi-sig, but that multi-sig is not like the person can use Eternal Game Changer, whatever he wants, to sign that transaction. But the second signature will be done by that admin, which is an app wallet, which that app wallet is a robot wallet, programmatically wallet inside the mesh library. And that happens on backend. Even it can happen on the front end. It's fine. There is no problem on that. And that second player can ensure that these data, transaction, metadata, hashes, everything are set and everything are correct. That can be possible, I think. Like this device that exactly is doing this this Raspberry Pi can have this connection with the backend server of a DApp as well, which the DApp was registered inside this pose. Like there are several DApps, like DEXs, anything can be registered inside it. And of course, by this device, sorry? Yeah, by these different choices that the user can have or merchant can have, that transaction or that link will be sent to that backend. And if it is okay, and we can just check it with just one hash. I mean, I've been through it. Just with one hash, we can check the integrity of the whole transaction, the address and everything. And then the app wallet will sign it. So it's not even the person. So we have this utility already, I think, that we can implement it.
But also the Game Changer previews your transaction. So the user imports the JSON data really as a QR code.
But Martin, people, I mean the normal people that wants to buy milk or he doesn't know, she doesn't know about crypto, doesn't know about what JSON is, what the hell is this I'm looking at.
That you don't know and need to know it, but Game Changer displays the transaction in a readable format before you execute it.
Yeah, I think that bit is in the video as well. Maybe if you could scroll to that bit. It's not really that clear because the focus in the frame. But
pardon me. I just want a hamburger. I just want something to eat. I don't want crypto. Please do.
I mean, people call it adoption, but we have to make it as simple as possible without sacrificing security, which is actually kind of impossible task. But that's the thing that people are struggling.
Easy adoption, and we start with seed phrases like they're plants, like grow it from a seed. That's easy to adopt. What countries?
You can see it. You can see it here,
Max.
This is the preview.
Oh, that preview. I mean, I thought you JSON. I thought this actual raw JSON file that.
No, that was just me showing the behind the curtains
great.
magic.
That's okay. That's great. That's.
So the funny thing is, the user just scans with this button, the QR code. In the backend, in the behind the scenes, he just imports this JSON data, which Game Changer makes pretty for them to read. They can see the real data. So this is the transaction cost, and this is the amount they're going to pay. But if you would scroll lower, you could add metadata to the transaction as well. So it would be nice in future if we have all, our value-added tax included in these transactions. So you can just import it into your bookkeeping software, stuff like that. It's not secret, and of course, but you could maybe discuss something about how you would encrypt this metadata, like a little bit.
And in 2 months, I hope, and we will see it. I'm working with the certification working group in IOG. I think we will have that CIP ready for certification of DApp. I think this app inside this hardware can actually secure and help many people. So that just this app and this Game Changer wallet will check the JSON file on metadata of that DApp, that address, or that whatever application it is. And if it is certified, then it can allow to make that transaction. This is happening, I think, maybe 2 months from now. We cannot promise it's IOG, but this will be another use case for that JSON file. So in backend, we can, and even the mobile can check that does this post or this DApp or this person is giving me this QR code. Is it legit or not? Is it the actual DEX? Is it the actual DApp or not? So yeah, that I can see a lot of use cases already.
And I think it would not be that logical to make the assumption that the wrong address is provided, because then the vendor wouldn't receive his money.
I mean, wrong address for sending. I mean, for example, you think you are sending the money to someone, but you don't. So something happened between, like some kind of man in middle stuff.
Yeah, but that's very, very hard in this case, because I'm assuming local area network is
Adriano.
Local area network. I mean, it was my job to hack this stuff. It's not that's easy for me, to be honest. To just sit between.
We might be having a lag issue because Martin might not be able to hear Adriano.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Adriano is trying to jump in, and yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just disqualify everyone. What we are saying, just say you are wrong.
Thanos snap.
Yeah.
The concerns are an important thing, and I'm not aware of what you guys are doing, of what how this certification thing is going to work technically, but it's nice. It's good to have it around. But there are maybe some solutions that we already are planning to provide are actually coded on the new version of the Game Changer that helps users to trust developers or code maintainers, or whomever is somehow storing code, sharing code to be executed on wallets. And this groups a lot of concepts, like, for example, tagging somehow, identifying somehow keys, addresses, Bluetooth scripts, native scripts, certificates, even maybe transactions based on hashes and based on current Cardano cryptography. Um, but maybe combine all these solutions can be a nice thing. And already there are some stuff that we thought about to help securing more this this ecosystem, because of course sharing these scripts embedded on code on QR codes and links, it's very handy, but it can be used you know not just for injecting somehow the wrong address, but even doing some wrong stuff with keys, with on-chain data. Mm, I don't know. It's infinite the amount of issues we can find. So attaching somehow identity to code was something that we care about a bit, and we have some ideas around that.
Cool. Adriana, do you want to do the demo or answer the questions and then do the demo? Actually, I think just in the interest of time, because some people are starting to drop off, if you could do the demo and then get to the questions after that, I think that would be helpful, just to respect people's time for those who are excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry guys for the time. Martin, do you
That's
want
right.
to share something else?
Yeah,
Q?
I'll stop sharing this.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Martin. Amazing,
And
like always. I love that use case of the wallet.
yeah, it worked.
But Martin, a quick question: how can we follow you up with this project?
You can follow me up on my Twitter or my Discord.
Discord, Twitter. You posted the
I
beginning.
will copy some links.
Okay, thank you very much. So go ahead, Adriano.
Okay, guys. I'm looking for the. Sorry.
Oh, good Lord.
Wait. Sorry.
Is any okay?
No.
Never mind.
Sorry. I have some issues. Okay. Are you watching?
Like
Yes.
a hawk.
On the edge of our seats.
Okay. Okay. So this is the current version of the wallet, and this okay, this is not final. There are a lot of little superficial things to take care of, so bear with me with that. But this is the new version of the wallet.
We are still
We-
recording, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
it's
thought
okay.
that let's
Okay.
hit the end recording at exactly 2 hours. So we have.
We know the part to clip. Perfect.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Okay.
Gimbalabs Playground. Here we are showing you the revolutionary wallet game changer.
We're going to end up with Game Changer Playground on Gimbalabs. Okay, so very quick. just a glimpse of what's coming. This, almost everything you're watching here, we are going to swap from this burner wallet to the same Express wallet I was using recently on the other screen sharing I did. I've just changed to this wallet, and here something says load wallet settings. A wallet configuration script has been detected on this address. Do you want to execute it to configure your wallet? I would say yes, and this will execute code. This code is encrypted. So it has just been decrypted. Now, this is, to clarify, this is the evolution of the actual version 1 scripting language we have on Game Changer. This is version 2. It's much powerful. It's actually like a full featured library for working on Cardano, exposed as the DApp API of the wallet. And a lot of internal functions of the wallet are open, as in, I don't know, open source, for the users and the developers to audit and to review and to copy and use. For example, when you are going to be delegating stake or stuff like that, you're going to be running like a DApp connection within the same wallet. Okay, this is the DApp connection that is going to configure the wallet. As you can see, there are permissions involved. It's a fully permissioned system for API. And okay, we are going to hit continue. This is the wallet.
Quick question there. What was in the drop down next to continue? Was it?
I'm going to show you next.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, if you can see right now, the script is deriving keys. And that's it. Wallet settings loaded. A wallet configuration script has configured your wallet a few seconds ago. Okay, so what's the configuration? This one is. This is called workspaces. This is like solving the derivation scheme that we know on the, for example, on the hierarchical deterministic wallets. This idea of how to derive keys, that on these wallets like Yoroi or Daedalus is a sequence of indexes that allow one wallet to create new keys or wallets. Okay, here there is no sequence. Here it's just the DApp or the user will store safely somewhere. Okay, so if you can see, you can read, we have different workspaces, different groups of not just wallets, child wallets, not just child keys, but even more stuff. If you can see, it has a title and a description. Each one of those, you can have, for example, this one that is meant for multi-delegations. So, okay, I'm not going to read the description, but explain it. Then you have a hierarchical deterministic one that is like a replication of, for example, the derivation scheme you can find on your Yoroi or Daedalus wallet using the same mnemonics. So in other terms, this can allow you to import funds from those kind of wallets. Then we have Anonymous, because Game Changer now handles fully enterprise wallets, addresses, I mean, not just base addresses. Just to remember, base addresses are this concept on Cardano that combines a payment credential to spend keys and a staking credential to delegate. And here there is a definition of enterprise address on Cardano that just has spending credentials, not staking, meaning that you cannot stake that wallet. Okay, Game Changer now can handle this kind of addresses. And this one is my favorite one. Is it can be one. Is my biggest suggestion to the Cardano community on how to actually handle child keys for a replacement for the hierarchical deterministic system that we use today. Because as how I see it, we have copied that standard from Bitcoin. It has a lot of sense on Bitcoin, but on Cardano, sharing the same stake credential across all the child wallets breaks the anonymity that was intended on this standard on Bitcoin on the first place. This workspace that I have just selected respects anonymity and allows multi-delegation at the same time, having multiple child addresses. These 5 that we are watching here are just 5 workspaces created by a single script, meaning that it's just the will of the developer. So if I connect this version of the wallet right now with a DApp, for example, a Gimbalabs DApp that needs a special wallet derivation for something, for some reason, this Gimbalabs DApp can actually create its own workspace on users' wallets. And you can say here, for example, I don't know, Gimbalabs DAO wallet, and inside this workspace, you can work with DAO stuff, with a shared treasury or something like that. And this is just an example. Let's explore this, for example, this workspace. As you can see, now we have staking. This is the reason why staking took so long on Game Changer. We wanted to do staking this way, multi-delegation. So we have the ability of having child wallets here. Each one of these delegated to different pools. So this address, the one that I'm showing here, is the main address. Is the same address that you would see if you import this Express wallet on the current version of Game Changer. It's the default one, the main address. If I start exploring the next one, this is the same. This is a replica. Okay, it's just a UI thing. But if I keep scrolling this, I'm starting to see different addresses. These addresses has nothing in common with the previous or the next ones. This is why I call this workspace anonymous multi-delegation. We are using different key derivations from the same mnemonics, okay, and these addresses has nothing to do one with each other. This is possible with the cryptography around Cardano, but we are not using this, and we are not plugging this with the apps. Okay, this is my proposal on how to do it. As you can see, this is delegated to Apex Cardano pool on testnet. I go back now to the other address, and this is delegated to alpha pool. If I go to another one, okay, this is also delegated to alpha pool. If I keep switching, for example, okay, don't do this. this is delegated to Coinbase Lab and whatever. Okay, and if you can see, you have different funds on each of those. Okay, okay, this one is taking a bit longer. That's okay. And to explain what your idea around patents and stuff, when this wallet loaded the configuration, its configuration that was pre-stored, it stored it on something like this. This is called this NFT. It's a protocol actually called Game Changer File System, and is using Cardano blockchain as storage. Of course, a lot of people can criticize this, but we are already doing it with metadata and datums. This is just adding some order to chaos. It's just allowing a lot of cool stuff, but by just referencing, linking to a mint of an NFT or a token, a lot of transactions, and those transactions has datums. And this allows us to create a file system on chain that is updatable, and it can be updated just with the right cryptography. If you own the cryptography that means the NFT, you have right access to this file system. This is the idea around a lot of
Adriana,
stuff.
would you please explain it again? I think I got the idea, but I just wonder that did I got the wrong idea or not? Would you please explain?
I love this. I love this.
It's that mind-blowing that, yeah, there's possibility of people interpreting it in different ways. But yeah,
You're gonna call it a database? Fine, we'll store stuff here.
man, this is killer.
There is a lot around this, so I don't know if it's okay to explain it all now, or guys stick around because
Yeah, no problem. We are actually 30 seconds until 2 hours. I can just record and just say for everyone who's watching, I'm sorry for you because you won't see this information. Actually, cool stuff is happening after this recording. So just drop by on the playground.
We've successfully put an entire refrigerator on the blockchain. The whole refrigerator is on the blockchain.
No. I want to explain it again. And there is a lot to explain, so it would be nice to have I don't know, a proper time and space to do it, so it's not chaotic.
You're the one that went on vacation.
Just to wrap it, I need another vacation right now. So, just to wrap this idea, to wrap the whole idea, you can derive keys and wallets from your mnemonics, for example, freely. You don't have to attach to respect any standard. You can, but maybe you don't want to because you need some special use case for this. So the question is, what's the recipe? How can I remember and somehow store in a secure way the recipe on how I have just derived keys and wallets, and I have created child wallets, and I have stored, for example, funds there. So how can I access those funds again? One of the use cases for this game changer file system is to store with some security concerns, security measures, sorry, to store this recipe on the only place we can trust. Because if you trust your funds on the Cardano blockchain, you know your funds are on Cardano blockchain. There is no other place that can ensure you better the existence of this information that where you are storing your funds at the same time on the same place. I mean, so the idea is to store this on chain. The recipe
Basically,
is stored.
Is it like the what just so I'm understanding it correctly, by deriving the child from the mnemonics, you're basically using I'm assuming you're basically using the mnemonics as the equivalent of the message payload, you know, and then you're in the context of like Chacha Poly, you're then adding like the nonce and everything else, and then from that you then generate, you know,
No.
other stuff. Okay, no.
No.
Okay.
So
No, no,
Adrian,
no.
please allow me to explain as well, because I wonder that did I understand it correctly? Let me try. That
Yeah.
there is this wallet configuration that if you created that, if you import that, everything you've done with your wallet will be imported. It's like exactly the same place you left. All the password, all the child wallets, addresses, delegation, everything. And the idea is how we can encrypt that configuration and put it inside the blockchain in NFT or something. So it won't be in your local machine, that configuration. So if you would worry that someone will get it and access it and import it something, but it is inside the blockchain and it is encrypted again. And if another time you will reach to that specific NFT or transaction, that data. I mean, I still don't know how we can store that. I mean, so like in another wallet or something, but that data and then that configuration can be decrypted and you can have access to your wallet. Is this the idea or kinda?
Yes. Yes, it's kind of that idea. The important thing here to understand is that we're not storing private keys or nor mnemonics on chain.
No, we are storing a configuration, right?
Yes,
Not
we
a
are
script,
storing.
wallet script.
Yes, that's the right description. You are actually storing a game changer script on chain, and this is crazy and mind blowing because it allows a whole new world of the apps.
Exactly. And the one that I was saying, that what if we can create a gift wallet that configuration of that gift wallet is the hash of encrypted of a token name of NFT. So if that person has that NFT, basically by decrypting the token name, can access to the script wallet of that gift wallet or whatever wallet. I mean, just the term, even if it is gift wallet. So yeah, of course, that's so. I think I can officially say it's mind blowing, and really, I can see a lot of use cases already.
There are two. Really, we have to explain this better and properly. But as I said before, we have this idea, or we are trying to suggest this idea of volatile addresses and volatile keys, for example, and volatile everything, but mostly keys and addresses. The concept, the other concept, the one that is against this idea of volatile stuff, is storing, for example, on chain, the recipe on how to rebuild, rederive keys or addresses. And this is the key thing around everything that we are talking about right now, because you can do whatever you want as a developer. You can work as whatever you think it's okay, because I'm no one to say how you should work. I'm just a tool builder, so I am sharing you at least some suggested paths. There is the path to work with volatile stuff and not volatile stuff. I built a system that allows you to store forever the recipe on how, for example, to rebuild addresses or key derivations. And this is not just for the user. This would be my biggest suggestion to the app builders. What happens if I build the app now and I die tomorrow? What happens if I have some, I don't know, some government problem issue and I don't know. What happens to the funds of the users? So the user has to have tools, or at least ways to access again his own information and most of his own, users' funds once again. So my biggest suggestion is to work on the path of the wallet configuration path, where you, as a DApp builder or a user, you can store recipes on how to reconfigure your wallet the same way you had it at some point in time. And you can combine this configuration once and again. You can do some merges and stuff to configure your wallet as you want and create workspaces for whatever you want. As opposite, what nowadays is happening with the apps, and I'm going to replicate it right now, is this. This is what's happening with the apps. But I want to clarify that CIP30 and most wallets, as I guess maybe there is no wallet allowing this nowadays. There's no way to derive keys or addresses from the APIs of the current wallet ecosystem. So, but what is happening? The DApp, the code of the DApp is deriving or creating these addresses or wallets. I'm going to replicate what's happening nowadays, with the volatile system. The wallet, when the wallet detects that the developer has coded the creation of a volatile key or address, is going to show as a permission in red because it's a dangerous thing. Okay, so this is what's happening. Very quickly to explain what you asked. This is a scripting language, and you can execute it, step by step, whatever. So it's just for runtime flow. Okay, I'm going to continue.
All right, cool. Thank you for that.
No problem. So this script is going to derive some key pairs and more key pairs, and it's building addresses, as you can see here. And at the end, the app, or I don't know, script, executed script, has created some data that is going to return somewhere. In this case, we are going to return it back to the wallet because we are on the integrated developer, the what we call playground, the place where you can code inside the wallet. As you can see, okay, I'm going to do it so I can watch it. I can show it better. This simple script in this less than a minute has created all these child keys, and in this case, it's showing just child addresses. Just a single DApp execution or request, whatever, has uh, derived in this result. All these are volatile addresses because they are stored nowhere else. If I send funds right now, for example, to this address, and this is on the RAM on the browser, right? If I clear this right now, clear these results, and I cannot access them once again, and I lose this code, okay? Well, you know what I mean. I lose the code. How can I access my funds again? I've lost them forever. And this is happening all the time. This is what I call a volatile address or volatile key. And as opposite, this system of wallet configuration can allow us to regain access to, for example, funds or keys or information, whatever we need in the future. And that's it. That's to wrap the idea and to show, I don't know, a bit of everything.
Just to quickly go back to the question which I raised. Thank you so much for sharing this. Yeah, like I agree. The idea of having the ability to recreate or having the breadcrumbs to be able to recreate, you know, these things, super important, because otherwise then you're locked out and funds are locked out, and that's really not good. With the disk NFT, I'm assuming that it's basically like storing stuff within metadata, but in a way that, you know, it's basically like a whole bunch of hashes or, you know, a whole bunch of encrypted stuff that, you know, later on you're able to query and say, you know, the metadata of this particular transaction, you know, this particular data resides within that particular transaction's metadata. Now, when it comes to the derivation, there's kind of two ways that I'm curious just to get some clarification on. One, I think to me it sounds like architecturally it's similar to IPLD, right? Where in this case the hashes, the sort of IPFS hashes would be data residing within metadata of transactions. But then as to the derivation of the child keys, I'm assuming that you're not using the private key of the parent warrant because from a security standpoint, that kind of sounds like it wouldn't be the wisest thing to do. I'm assuming that you're using the derived mnemonics of, I suppose it's kind of a similar thing with the private key. I'm curious as to how you're deriving the child from the parent.
Another question, because to a follow-up, that Adriano, are you driving from one account this child or no? You are creating different accounts and different child from those and assigning different staking addresses to those different child addresses. I mean, is it this kind of this three-step or no? From the account 0, aka 0H, you are driving this child and stake addresses.
From the private, I mean, from the master private key. Yes, from this main private key pair. I mean, it's the same. It's the same technique that we are using, for example, on hierarchical deterministic wallets.
You know, I sent something in chat. I mean, is this the one like that 0H01? Is it the first child? And the second?
The first child is a child. There is a master private key.
Yeah, of course. That's the root key, root extended. Yeah.
Yes.
Root key.
Sorry, I say master, but yes, it's root. It's okay.
It's root key. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. From that key. Yes, from that key. And you asked something, and I'm showing exactly how. It's not good. I've tried my best to protect wallet specific data to be stored on chain. So I put my effort to abstract as much as I could these recipes on how to do right. So these recipes can work on my mnemonics, on your mnemonics, on another root private key on a hardware wallet. It's a bit complicated there, but
also, I can help you, Adrian, on that too, because I developed a bash script to do that as well, and also one-liner command. So don't worry, we can work on that.
Okay.
Too.
Okay. So this is the part of the code that is deriving just one child key. Okay. Using these indexes. This is how I've been covering this feature on Game Changer since day 0. So I kept on this format because it's easier for developers to understand. Then to clarify, this is just a bit of how this scripting language works. For example, I'm building an address that is using as spend as payment credential a key that is referenced by this small piece of code. And the same happens with the state credential. So first we derive the keys, and then we build these volatile addresses, referencing or linking to the results, the previous results on the same code. And this is the code that generates what you have seen. So these are the kind of recipes that are stored on chain. Of course, you could store a key hash, for example. You could. There are options for that. But my suggestion is to work with these kind of recipes where you are not compromising any wallet-specific data on chain. So recipes, good recipes on this system are wallet agnostic. Should be used by me, by you, by anyone. Of course, we'll generate different results, different addresses, different keys, but with the same derivation pattern.
Cool. And then my final question, I promise, at least the final question for today.
Okay.
Anonymity. So obviously there's an enterprise address, right? But then obviously there's a conflict there. You can't use an enterprise address to stake. So I'm assuming in terms of privacy, you've got enterprise for stuff which you do not require staking stuff. But then within the context of multi-delegation or anonymous multi-delegation, I'm assuming that you're deriving the anonymity or the privacy here by the child, right? Because I'm assuming that the idea is that no other assets are going to be living inside, all right, see you, Dan. No other assets are going to be living inside those child addresses. So you're purely using those for delegating into sort of like individual pools. Is that how the privacy is kind of being derived from the anonymous multi-delegation perspective, or did I get that? Am I assuming
Yes.
wrong?
No. When I say, for example, here anonymous multi-delegation, it means, and we can see the code, and we will see the code. Wait. Well, we have the code here, right? It's the same. It's the same thing. Wait.
But you know, in order for Cardano Explorer to find a stuff regards to your wallet, it will look to the stake key, a stake address, and it will try to find as much as possible addresses, payment addresses with that combination. So the combination of your address, a stake address, which is normally is the 0 one, is the the code is, let me show you that this is the default, like in Eternal or anywhere, it will generate the first stake address by this, so
Yeah.
it would be 2, which is for staking stuff, and the child is a 0. But
Zero
if
from
you
there. Okay.
add, and normally, if you generate new addresses, your payment, which I posted a little bit upper, will increase, and it become 2, 3, 4. But this staking address will stay same. Therefore, Cardano Explorer will link all those payment address with this exact stake address together. Therefore, as they also mentioned in Daedalus, that because of this, people can link these addresses and they can see what's going on with your wallet. But I think Adriano, I mean, he is doing this child with account 0. The account index is 0, I think. But I think there is an option to increase that account as well, right? Because we have around 2,147,000,000 something possibility of account.
Possibilities.
And in each account, we have 2 billion something again payment address, and 2 billion something again stake address. So but I think this is the first game. This is the first wallet game changer is implementing it. And one thing that I'm going to ask is, Adriano, one of the reasons that Eternal or other wallet didn't want to do that was because of the updating the wallet, because of the querying of the blockchain to find this address. Don't you think if we go with more child and more, stuff, the wallet or the updating or syncing these stuff become issue, like it become slower by time, or no, it won't happen?
Okay, I will start with the last one. So the problem with hierarchical deterministic derivation scheme is that relies on scanning the blockchain, because there is a gap, a limit that you specify generally on these systems, where you say, okay, I'm going to check, for example, the next, for example, I don't know, 5, 10 addresses. To be more specific, I will check if the next 10th address has funds. If it has funds, it kind of tries to check the next 10th, something like that, to know how deep to the right, how much child address is to the right. It's a great idea. It's okay. It's nice. How
kind of keyboard you have, eh?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, this system actually relies on users' will, because we are not, Game Changer does not generate new receiving addresses upon usage. So the idea is that you as a user, you as a developer, specify, for example, I want 100 child addresses with this derivation scheme. Okay.
But does this slow the wallet or no? If I or the DApp or someone has this 100 child addresses.
Yes. When you say slow, I thought, I assumed that you were saying slow discovery. Slow.
No, slow for syncing the wallet with blockchain.
Okay. For syncing, well, it can be the same thing. But yes, for syncing, for exploring the funds, for checking how much funds you have on each address, yes, it's of course, if you add more addresses, it's going to be a bit chaotic. But this maybe it's not the use case of the typical Cardano user. This can be our use case. Okay. I mean, what I care about is to give freedom and to let the users choose whatever they want to use. This is why I never wanted to actually implement hierarchical deterministic right directly on the wallet or staking. I wanted this to give freedom, okay? And very quickly, to clarify what A was asking, this is the piece of code that generates 3 sequential addresses. Just believe me, then that these numbers are the indexes, the address indexes, okay? The part of the derivation that I don't know how to explain it with technical words, but the most the one that mostly change or we usually change on our wallet derivation schemes. Okay, so if we start with the 000 index address index for spend credential and 0 for stake credential for this address, we have the main address, the address that every wallet uses or shows. But then
NAMI, for
next,
example, NAMI is this is the for NAMI.
NAMI game changer current version, yes. So we have to solve the next one, the first child. Okay, the first child can be this and this.
Yeah.
We don't have nothing in common between this address and this address. And the only thing in common is that both are going to be derived using the same mnemonics, the same root private key. Yeah. And this happens with the other one. We can say 2 and 2. And this is kind of like a hierarchical deterministic used for staking as well. But actually, if we want to go crazier, we can do something like this. And it's totally valid and it's great actually for anonymity. So I don't know, I don't want to repeat before.
To my experience,
really
any
like
wallet
this.
can see these addresses. Really, if you even import it, they cannot find that. Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is how we
this
should be using this idea. I mean, the only thing we need to solve is a secure way to store the recipe. And, and to allow to avoid leakage of that data as much as possible. If we care about that, and this is game changer file system 4, for example, we can have this user experience and we can have this kind of wallets.
Exactly.
And hierarchical deterministic derivation scheme can be something of the past for Cardano, because with the hand on my heart from day one that I learned about this on Cardano, I understood why it was good for Bitcoin, but I thought it was terrible for Cardano because this leaks all the child addresses that a single mnemonic has created to, to have the staking the same staking credential. So when we say hierarchical deterministic, we are kind of confusing stuff because it was created on Bitcoin to create anonymous receiving child addresses. So the same standard on Cardano makes no sense. Yeah. I mean, Cardano is great, but we have to stop copy pasting stuff from other blockchains. We need to find our own path. And this is the concept of game changers since day one. We take more time, we are slow, okay, whatever. We are not the most used wallet, whatever. But the idea is to stop, think, and then code how things could be on this wallet, on this ecosystem.
And the final, go ahead.
Yes, and to wrap all this, there is a lot of stuff around this game changer file system and the apps that I want to share to you guys and to propose to the community. This was kind of the dream I had when I started this concept of this different DApp connection, the app connector on this wallet. And finally, I'm glad, I'm happy to reach this point. It has been a long go, a lot of efforts, But I finally can suggest to the an offer to the ecosystem, to the Cardano ecosystem, a way of working that keeps on chain what it needs to be on chain, and off chain what it has not to be, but not as much as today. Today we are facing an opaque ecosystem that gives too much power to the apps, and it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's okay. We can trust the code if the code is open source, if we trust the developers, and it's okay. But we should not trust that the idea of the blockchain and all this technology is to freely untrust. Okay, and the idea that I'm proposing is to expose the code that that connects to the wallet, expose that code on chain to create perpetual apps, to avoid the apps dying.
You said perpetual apps.
Unlog funds of users forever, for example. That happens to me on Ethereum once. It was terrible and it was very chaotic, and I had to, I don't know, to supplicate to the developers to please spawn a classic version of your DApp so I can unlock funds. And there was more users as well. And I learned from that experience that the apps has to be perpetual, at least the code that connects with the wallets of the users, because that way you can allow the user to go back in time and retrieve the funds that the funds or whatever. And Game Changer file system is version. I mean, it's version based. You can work with layers. You can store with layers on chain, meaning that you can have your DApp stored perpetually on chain and reference that version in time as a version, and allow the user to use the version that the user wants. And that can be auditable. It's transparent. The users can modify parts of that code if they want. It's freedom in hands of the users, and that's it. That's to wrap the idea and a huge introduction to what's coming.
Thank you.
Keep this in mind.
Thank you, Adriano. Thank you, Quasar. Thank you, Martin. And this game changer is game changing, especially in the time that you guys know that we are about to see contingent staking and all those stuff. So a wallet to give anonymity and freedom, as you said it, would be actually really game changing. And of course, the regulator or some whales or whatever, they don't like it. And sure that right now Game Changer is offering a lot, and we are eager to explore it, definitely. But sure, thank you very much. And let's stop recording and wrap up. So if you guys have any other words, Quasar, Martin, please tell. So before that, we will close the recording.
Thanks, Martin, and thanks, Q, for everything. Thanks. And thanks, everyone, for attending.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's good to
no,
be
it's
here.
super awesome.
Great, Martin. And yeah, that's, by the way, one the remark I said about the hacking that device. If it is Wi-Fi, of course, it's QR based, it's completely secure and fine. And but I would love to sit with you and hack those stuff. You know, one of my passion is hacking hardware stuff. So yeah, we will see it in future.
Or even
So,
just
Greg-
general security in general. One thing that I'll quickly like to just throw in here before we stop the recording, and actually I need to hop off because I've
Sure.
been pushing off a call for like the last 2 hours, and this person's probably going to kill me now. But I really love this way of thinking, because for me, the crypto ecosystem should be focused on cryptography. Like, let's start there, right? All this tribalism of like, different chains, that's for the most part irrelevant, right? What Adriano presented here, this can actually be utilized like across Cardano, across Ergo, even Bitcoin, etc., right? Yeah, so I
And
would really
sidechain, and
encourage
I
people-
think maybe Midnight sidechain is using this idea as well. I mean, they should
Exactly.
follow these encrypted protocols, but
Yeah.
they okay. But how they are doing it? Maybe this is the one that Adriano already implemented. That
Maybe.
it's already there, but people are not using.
I
You
mean,
know?
they copy
Yeah.
everything else the community builds, so it kind of makes sense. But
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, guys.
I
thank
mean,
you
they're
so much.
copying
Thank
the
you.
wallet already. So
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
I saw some DApp
Yeah.
cards also in Game Changer. I would love to see DApp a store or DApp some kind of a store in Game Changer as well. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things to talk, and I would love to see you guys again to come in. And of course, that idea of PPBL Game Changer. In my experience, in the first iteration of PPBL, I was the only student that graduated from first iteration of Gimbalab, and I was the one. I mean, the Game Changer was the first wallet I minted, and it was the actual minting experience. So it is kind of really nostalgic, and really I'm grateful that in back then that there were no tools. Really, I mean, even Eternal was CC wallet, and it was struggling to do something. To be honest, and even Nami was having a hard time to sync. Game Changer was at that time was giving an option for minting an NFT, so it was ahead of time, and now it is. And just I hope we will see more adoption. So thank you guys, and take care. I'm going to
Thanks a
stop
lot.
recording.
Peace.
Great. Bye.